I guess I come from what you would call the all-American family. I have my mother and my father have been married now for almost 37 years, and I have a little brother. Your image of the white middle-class family, that, you know, the all-American image, that was my family. Throughout school, I was a really good student. It wasn't until I hit high school that I started feeling this emptiness inside. I needed to feel something, and I felt like I was feeling nothing. So I grabbed a knife, and I would rock it back and forth on my wrist until the point I would break the skin. The point was to feel the pain, because if I felt pain, I didn't have to deal with what I had to deal with internally, and the emptiness, and anything was better than nothing. For the first time in my life, I felt that freedom, and I'm sure every college person gets that feeling of, you know, I'm free, there's no curfew, there's no rules, I can do whatever I want, you know, all those kind of stuff I didn't have to worry about. And that freedom propelled me into a world that I didn't know how to deal with, in all honesty. I started meeting up with friends, making new friends like we all do when we first get into college. And one particular friend showed me the nightlife. And we would go out to these clubs and these bars, and I realized that alcohol was better than cutting myself. So I used alcohol as my escape route to dealing with what I had to deal with. It was a Wednesday, and I was heading out to meet my friend. He was sitting in the car, and when I saw him, I knew something was wrong. I could just see it on his face. And I said, "What's up? What's the problem?" And he looked at me and he said, "I got an HIV test today, and it tested positive." And he started rambling, and he's like, "You know, I know if you want to hate me, it's okay. If you never want to talk to me again, I understand. I just need to tell you." And in my head, I was thinking, oh, I gotta protect him. He's going through this drama. I wasn't thinking about myself. I was thinking about him. And it started settling in. Like, it started clicking in my head that, okay, if he's positive and we had slept together the week before, there's a chance that I could be positive. We went to the nearest clinic, free testing clinic, and I got a test. And waited the 20 minutes, which was the most agonizing 20 minutes of my life. Afterwards, it came back negative, and they said, "Come back in a week." And for me, in my head, I figured the more tests I took, the better off I would be. So I went to 2 other clinics and got 2 more tests that same day, and of course all of them came back negative, not realizing that, of course, that's normal. But something inside me said that I needed to take at least 1 more test, and not just an HIV test, but an STD or STI test as well. So I called up and I got hold of the nurse, and she goes, "What's your name?" And I was like, "Kevin Fletcher." "Well, what's your birthday?" "August 21st, 1983. That's all she asked. And she says, "Okay, well, you tested positive for gonorrhea, chlamydia, and HIV, all in one sentence." The feeling you get when you hear that kind of news is almost indescribable. Like, my head and my heart had a complete disconnect. And then she says, "So what questions do you have about HIV?" And the first thing out of my mouth was, "When will I die?" Because that's all I knew, was that this was a disease that killed people. So for all I knew, I was dead in 18 months, and that's what I thought. I started making changes in my life, and I decided that from this moment forward, I wasn't going to let this virus beat me, that I was going to be it, no matter what that meant. And so I started reading up on everything I could find about HIV, and I went to the public health clinics, and I said, "I want to help you guys test," and I got certified to be a tester and a counselor. And I just started getting involved in everything I could and learning as much as I could, because for me it was knowledge. And it was being able to talk about it and say something about it, because it was knowledge I never had. When I think back on, you know, what what was the reason I got infected? Yes, it was the behavior, but what could have prevented that behavior? It was the fact that no one had sat down and told me the information that I should have had. My name is Kevin Fletcher. Does HIV look like me?